Go to boot.dev and use code KINDAFUNNY to get 25% off your first year on the annual plan. If you want to get our shows ad-free and our exclusive shows, go to patreon.com/kindafunny.
Today in the gaming news you need to know about the fallout from Ubisoft's restructuring. Somehow, Beyond Good and Evil 2 is still in development, and is Battlefield officially bigger than Call of Duty? We'll have all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Thursday, January 22nd, 2026. And for the first time ever, we got the dynamic bald duo. I'm Roger Percorny, and of course, I'm joined by Paris Lilly, point blank period himself.
I don't know where that came from. Clearly,
yeah, let's talk through it because I want to hear about this.
I clearly must have said it at some point, but Andy has said it way more than I have.
Way more.
And anytime you ask me to repeat it, I screw it up every time. I don't even know what I said. But I'm honestly excited. You and I get to do this. When I saw it on the calendar, I was like, "Yeah, we've never done this."
Yeah,
before.
no. Again, we have the bald connection.
Yes,
which is very exciting right there. Paris, how are you doing? How does it feel to be at the studio, hanging out with us, reacting to the developer direct?
Very happy to be here because it's been almost a year. Since I've been in studio.
Feels like yesterday.
I was here GDC. That was the last time I was in studio doing anything. So when I saw the dev direct was on the calendar, I told Greg, he's like, you know what? It's time. Let me come back in studio. So I have to make sure I do it a lot.
Was it worth it? Was it
100%. I mean, we literally had an XCast reunion here. Yeah. Gary, Mike, Greg was hosting, Blessing, Andy. Yeah, it was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
How great would it have been if we said it was an XCast reunion and we didn't invite Gary? Because we thought about it.
That would have been even better.
Paris, first of all, everybody, of course, if you're looking for developer _direct news, we already talked about that right before this on a Gamescast. We reacted to it. Good old podcast over there. Check that out. But Paris, what are you playing? Are you playing anything fun?
Man, I am addicted to Hades 2.
Whoa, okay.
Because, we did the early access stuff. Yeah. I remember I was on that Gamecast with Tim, and then I put it down because we obviously had so many other games. I'm like, I'll wait till 1.0. Then there was more games we were playing. Of course. So then during the holiday break, I was like, oh, that's right. I got Hades 2. Let me go pick it up. I'm hooked.
Yeah, that's all you're doing.
It's so freaking good. We'll talk about Call of Duty later, but I played a little bit of Black Ops 7 just to check it out. But it's been all Hades 2, man.
Yeah, you're just locked in. How many hours were you thinking?
Honestly, I think I'm probably close to 200 hours.
Hades 2?
Yeah.
What?
I'm not playing anything else.
Holy shit. That is nuts. Because when I just play one thing, it's like 20, 30 hours.
I've had a lot of free time over the holiday.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. I love that. You've beaten it a bunch of times, I'm assuming?
I've 2 times. I've done it twice.
Holy shit. Good for you.
But I love that you learn something every run. Whether it's 5 minutes or you're in there for 2 hours, you're learning something every time. You're upgrading a new ability or whatever. And just Supergiant, what they've been able to do with the dialogue, it feels real time. They're reacting to everything that you've done. It's a fantastic game.
It's nuts.
I mean, ultimately, it wind up. I was on Game of the Year. It wind up becoming my Game of the Year.
Wow. Holy shit. Yeah, we got to get your top 10 list.
Yeah.
We want to hear it. That's one of those ones of like, I know for a fact if I pick that up at the wrong time, everything else just drops.
Yeah, everything else.
So I just have to put it away. Like okay, I see the addiction coming on the battlefield. I can't do that. But something for you that I've been playing that I'm actually gonna finish for the first time ever and actually put more than 5 hours into. Cyberpunk.
Oh, awesome.
I booted up Cyberpunk on the Switch 2. Looks gorgeous. Yeah, gorgeous on the Switch.
I don't know what sorcery CD Projekt Red did.
Nuts.
But it runs fantastic.
And they said it took them like 2 weeks to get that first demo out for the January thing.
That's actually not true.
Oh, that's not true?
I did not talk to them.
And they're like, we were lying.
Yeah,
with you.
Yeah.
That's really funny. Yeah, no, that game is awesome, especially in the indoor sections of like, I'm just in the very beginning. So like when you're in the elevator and you're going upstairs and you're like right next to Jackie in that elevator.
Mm-hmm. Are you doing the 40 FPS mode?
I think so. I forget what I did.
That's the sweet spot.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, no, I'm playing handheld though, honestly.
Yeah.
So like, I don't even know what the settings are there, but it looks gorgeous there. Of course, when you're in the open world, it's a little bit blurry, but that's to be expected. I mean, holy shit, what a great way to do it. And also, you can go between PC and Switch, so it's really nice there. So, of course, we have a lot more to talk about with Kind of Funny Games Daily. But before we do that, remember, if you're watching live, be part of the show by super chatting on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. We couldn't do this without our Patreon producers over on patreon.com/kindoffunny. So thank you, Carl Jacobs, Omega Buster, and Delaney the Psalm Twining. For now, let's begin with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. It's time for some news. 6 stories today.
Because does it?
I like this energy. This feels good today. Super chat question for y'all. Can Ubisoft turn the ship around? Super chat in with your predictions on how they can do it. Get creative, everybody. Story number 1, and honestly, the majority of these stories here today are about Ubisoft, so strap in, everybody. Story number 1, Ubisoft shares drop 33% following its major company reset announcement. This is from Chris Scullion over at VGC. On Wednesday, the Assassin's Creed company detailed a complete restructure that will see its creative operations split into 5 separate divisions. The organizational restructuring, which has been in the works for a year, is designed to help the French publisher, quote, reclaim its creative leadership and drive sharp rebound, following a turbulent few years of disappointing game launches and plummeting stock value, which recently resulted in a minority sale to Tencent. Wednesday's announcement hasn't helped the share price situation, however, with CNBC reporting that Ubisoft's share price dropped 33% this morning. At the time of writing, the share price currently stands at 4.36 euros, down from 6.64 euros when the stock market closed on Wednesday, a drop of slightly more than a third. This marks the lowest share price for the company in just over 14 years. The last time the share price dropped below 5 euros was back in late 2011. After that point, Ubisoft saw a dramatic change in fortunes, with the company's price continually rising throughout the 2010s, culminating in a peak share price of 107.90 euros in July 2018, according to TradingView. The same year as such releases as Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Far Cry 5, The Crew 2, and South Park: The Stick of Truth. Damn, that was a good year. Since the start of 2020s, however, Ubisoft's share price has been gradually declining to the extent that its current share price drop today means that it has now dropped 95.9% compared to that July 2018 high point. As part of its announcement on Wednesday, Ubisoft stated that it expected to make an operating loss of around 1 billion euros for its current financial year, ending in March 2026, following a 650 million euro write-down caused by the restructure. It also, of course, announced that it was canceling 6 games, including its remake of Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, and delaying further 7. Of course, we can keep on talking about this. We will keep on talking about this. I just want to get your take on this because breaking news from yesterday. What did you think when you saw the 6 games being canceled?
I mean, disappointment.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably the initial thought, to see that Prince of Persia remaster got canned along with the other games that they're canceling. But it's just scary times, man.
Yeah.
It's scary times in the industry, because when I think of Ubisoft, and it's funny when you go back to 2018, where they're clearly at the peak of their financial powers, they just had so many IPs that you were excited about to come out. Like, oh my God, I can't wait to play Ghost Recon. I can't wait to play Assassin's Creed. I can't wait to play Rainbow Six. I can't wait to play The Division. My God, can you please give me a Splinter Cell? Like, there's so many.
It's crazy how long you and I have been screaming this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And to see this happening now, it's just like, I hope they can right the ship. They're obviously tightening the belts. They're streamlining to, save the company, essentially.
Yeah, man, it's tough to read all this because, of course, you knew that those share prices were going to drop immediately. As soon as you hear that they're canceling a game that's been in development for so long, that has went through 2 separate developers, that has rebooted once, people were saying that this game was going to come out last week, right? That was the rumor, that was the hoax that was going around. People were excited about this. I mean, excited, quote unquote, but they wanted and they were ready for Prince of Persia to come out. So I think that was kind of a huge gut punch to the company. But one thing I want to bring up really quick, Barrett, I put a link right there. Ubisoft's 5 creative houses. This is something that I believe was posted as part of their restructuring. Yeah. And I want to kind of break this down because I think it gives you a good picture of what they're prioritizing and how they're prioritizing it. So this is from a slide that says open world adventures and games as a service native experiences. And they broke it down into to 5 creative houses that include a bunch of brands. So I'm not going to read all the text that explains it here, but I'm going to break it down from studio to studio. So we have Vantage Studios, which is number 1, and that brands include Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six. Then they have Creative House 2, which includes Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell, and The Division. We will talk about that. And 3, they have, for the third creative house, they have Brawlhalla, For Honor, Riders Republic, Skull and Bones, and The Crew. 4, they have Anno, Beyond Good and Evil, Might and Magic, Prince of Persia, Rayman, and then finally 5, they have Hasbro Portfolio, Hungry Shark, don't know what that is, Invincible, Guarding the Globe, don't know what that is, Just Dance, Catch App Portfolio, Colibri Portfolio, and of course Uno.
Where's Trials?
There's a lot of things missing here, and that's the place I want to go here. Is that Noble in the comments responds and says they forgot Watch Dogs. He says no sellers. I don't know what that is. They don't mention any of their Star Wars stuff, the Avatar stuff. Like they are in this weird direction where clearly, if you look through this, like they are prioritizing with the amount of money that each of these brands are making.
Right.
My brain, of course, I'm with you. We got to talk about it. You know, we're the only people in this industry yelling about Splinter Cell. How the fuck did Splinter Cell end up in the second tier? That's my number one thing. I'm happy about that.
I just
That's
think
insane.
It's time. When was the last one? Was it 2013?
Yeah,
Something
that
like
was.
that.
Yeah, that was
I just think it's been so long since we've had a Splinter Cell. You can't put it in that Vantage Studios tier because I just need the goddamn game to come out. It's like, when are we getting this game again so it can prove itself? If anything, I'm surprised The Division is not
number
in the
one.
Vantage Studios because I think of all the IPs right now, it's the one that we're clearly getting a Division 3. The Division 2 is still thriving. They're still doing stuff with that. So
that's why I'm like, how the hell did Splinter Cell end up there? And I think that is scary to me because, as you know, as every Splinter Cell fan knows that Blacklist was the last real Splinter Cell game because they kind of thought that was going to be a big hit. They thought it was going to sell millions and millions and millions, and it sold a few million copies, but it didn't hit those highs because Splinter Cell's audience is kind of smaller in the grand scheme of AAA. So to put Splinter Cell at number 2 and be like, I feel like that's a recipe for disaster for that franchise, for Splinter Cell, because it's a remake of 1. And it's like, okay, that is a very, like, of course it's a remake. They can do all this crazy stuff. They can like kind of build it up and make it more like Blacklist and Conviction. But like putting it at number 2 is just like, man, if that game does not sell 5, 6 million, 7 million copies and is not the biggest thing online when they do the Spies versus Mercs again, hopefully, that franchise is dead.
And I think you just hit on the point. I'm excited for Splinter Cell.
Of course.
You're excited for Splinter Cell, but how many people are currently excited for Splinter Cell, I think is the real problem. Even this remake coming out, I don't expect it to do big numbers because I just don't think there's a big audience for it anymore.
And there's not even that brand cachet or excitement because, again, as people are yelling in the chat, like, there's an anime show that came out. No one talked about that.
No,
I was
zero.
talking about it. I was yelling at everybody, hey, it's a really good show. You should watch it. But, like, no one talked about it. Like, even I think a good example is, or a good comparison is Devil May Cry, where it's like, sure, that game hasn't had a game in a while, right? And, of course, that last game sold a bajillion copies, but when that show came out, everybody was talking about it. There's like a cachet of audience that cares about Devil May Cry and loves those characters and wants to be in that universe, even if they haven't ever played a Devil May Cry game, because, you know, Devil May Cry is cool. It's cool. I don't think Sam Fisher got it like that. I got to be honest. And I love Sam Fisher and I love Splinter Cell, but like, I don't think I got it like that to be in Creative House 2.
And at this point, is Michael Ironside even doing the voice anymore? That takes away from it. Like, you know, so I don't know. We'll see.
It's a tough one.
I'm a fan, but I'm holding my breath.
Again, I don't want to take over the entire episode and be like, this is the Splinter Cell podcast, but, you know, I got to do it. Is this game getting canceled? Is my biggest fear.
I think it's 50-50.
Yeah.
I really do, which leads me into the other one, which is also in the Creative House bracket, Ghost Recon. I feel like that's been a huge fumble by Ubisoft. That last one, they tried some things that did not work, and it's a franchise and an IP that I love.
Yeah.
I want to play more Ghost Recon.
John Barenthal killed the franchise.
And has that been like 6 or 7 years now?
It's been a long time.
It's been a while. So I don't know. I hope they can right the ship.
What was that, Ghost Recon Breakpoint? No.
I want to say it was 2019.
Yeah, I feel like it was 2019.
It was my first year. Kind of funny. I remember.
Yeah, no, it's interesting seeing how they broke this all up. And of course we have at Creative House 4, We have Anno, Beyond Good and Evil, which we will talk about in 5 seconds. Prince of Persia still there somehow. And it's like, okay, well, that franchise is dead for a very long time. And Rayman. So, like, yeah, you thought.
Hell yeah.
You're not getting no Rayman.
Yeah.
You're not getting no Rayman.
No,
But,
we'll get them back. We'll get them back. A really quick question. I don't know if either of you can confirm this for me, but Kebabs in the chat said they were doing some stuff with Sands of Time where they were adding, like, sandbox areas to Sands of Time.
yeah, I saw
Apparently for this remake.
From what I saw, again, I couldn't find sourcing on this, but I saw a Reddit post where it was like a developer. I think they were anonymous, and they were like, "Hey, I worked on this game. Let me tell you about it since it's getting canceled." And they were talking about how they were trying to remake this game and make it special, and make it different. And they were being very frank. Again, we don't know if this is real or not, but the person was basically being like, "Hey, like the game had not a long way to go, but it wasn't there, right? Like it definitely needed a lot more money. It wasn't like, oh, this game could have been released tomorrow. Like it definitely needed more time, and there was a lot of infighting on kind of figuring out the design and where that game is. Again, huge grain of salt, but yeah, it did seem like that game was a bigger remake than we would have expected. I think when you and I saw this thing, we're like, oh, it's just going to be like, it's going to look pretty, and that's going to be about it. But they were kind of trying to do, I think, the Splinter Cell thing, which is, hey, let's go from the ground up, trying to make this a new franchise again.
And I know you're going to jump into Beyond Good and Evil because we definitely got to talk about that.
Yeah.
But Assassin's Creed, they delayed the Black Flag remake into the next calendar, fiscal year or whatever it's called, right? So, I mean, I guess, okay, but
Sure.
I'm honestly surprised that being, because I don't think they're trying to give it the Splinter Cell treatment or where it's they're just remaking it and improving the thing. So the fact that that's getting delayed, you can't even get that out the door.
Man, what does this year look like?
surprising,
For them?
yeah.
I am
not good.
If we're gonna predict what this year looks like, I mean, maybe a Far Cry. I would assume it's about time to get a Far Cry.
You would think, right?
Yeah, you get a Far Cry. You're gonna get some Rainbow Six updates. You got the.
They
big one last
obviously
year.
consider it one of their top tier franchises.
Sure,
So
yeah.
you would hope so.
And
Yeah.
I could still see, and maybe this is a little bit of hopium just because I want it, but like the rumor was they're trying to get this Black Flag remake out the door before the end of this fiscal year, right? So like before March. So I could still see it hitting late fall, but then you're going up against
Not
GTA
the juggernauts.
6.
It's like we were just talking about Fable. It's like you got
So then,
Wolverine,
yeah, at this
all
point,
these
it's
games
like-
coming out. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think-
realistically, probably February, like 2 years after.
That's a good call. I think Assassin's Creed 4 Resynced needs to just be, hey, it's out now, because everyone loved that game. People enjoyed Assassin's Creed 4. There's a lot of like love online for 4. So I think if you just put it out like, hey, it's out next week, here you go, that would do really well. But yeah, it's the fact, you're so right. The fact that they couldn't get a Assassin's Creed 4 remake, remaster even out, like it's bizarre times, and I'm very skeptical. But let's talk about something that isn't canceled, allegedly. Story number 2, Beyond Good and Evil 2 survives Ubisoft's Project Purge. This is from Tom Henderson over at Insider Gaming. Insider Gaming has learned that one of Ubisoft's longest in-development projects, Beyond Good and Evil 2, has survived Ubisoft's latest round of project cancellations. Beyond Good and Evil 2 continues to make headlines as the longest in-development title ever, having been in development since its reveal on May 30th, 2008, with a total of 6,445 days at the time of writing, or, for those who hate math, 17 years, 7 months, and 22 days. However, the current version of the game has been in development since around 2017, which still means a good 8 to 9 years of development. Regardless of records and long-ass development timelines, though, Ubisoft still thinks that Beyond Good and Evil 2 has something to give. Despite the recent restructuring that has seen 6 games canceled, including the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake, sources tell Insider Gaming that Beyond Good and Evil 2 is still in active development, at least for the time being. In 2023, Beyond Good and Evil 2 saw significant changes, with Ubisoft Montpellier being under investigation over unprecedented number of developers experiencing burnout and going on sick leave. According to sources, constant changes, pushbacks, and lengthy development time have likely cost Ubisoft, brace for this one, everybody, $500 million plus in development costs. But at least for the time being, Ubisoft feels like it's a cost that is justified. As for when Beyond Good and Evil 2 will release, it's anyone's guess, but it's possible the game won't be seen for a number of years. That doesn't seem like a real amount of money to be developing probably more expensive or about as expensive as GTA 6.
Yeah.
Like, that is nuts. That is unfathomable. What do you think?
I have no faith that
No.
Beyond Good and Evil is ever going to come out. And at this point, I think it was just included in here to just try and make it the lineup look better. That, hey, here's an IP. Because it really goes back to the Splinter Cell conversation. Who's excited for Beyond Good and Evil at this point? It could come out tomorrow. And how many people have, number one, let's not forget the first one. It wasn't that it was a huge seller.
No.
A lot of people never played it in the first, but yeah.
It was a small little cult classic.
So who's running out to go play Beyond Good and Evil now at this point? I do think this gets canceled. I don't think we're talking about this in active development in 2027.
It's the only fathomable way that I can see this happening and coming out is if internally they see this as their next Watch Dogs, another franchise that they can milk out, a new universe that they can say is wholly their own, that they can spin off into animated series and kind of have that for multiple years. But if you're taking this long to get the second one, I guess, out the door, it's just, I don't see this happening ever. And it's just insane to me that we've had the cancellations of this. We have all these delays. We have all these issues. We can't get a Splinter Cell game out the fucking door. But then this, what type of blackmail does this game have over Ubisoft?
No.
Or is just, Yves just like in love with this franchise and this is his baby? Like, is this just his like Star Wars that he's like, man, this is going to be the greatest thing ever. I want to make this happen. I have no idea how this has happened for this long because it should be at this point. I can't believe that they haven't canceled this one, but also my brain is like, maybe somehow this is a tax thing. Maybe eventually they cancel this and then that's like, writes off all their taxes for the next century. $500 million down the drain.
Because that happens like because I remember like Warner Brothers did like that Batgirl movie stuff where it just never
Looney
comes out and they
Tunes
get a huge tax thing. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. So shout out to Beyond Good and Evil 2 coming out in 2045. Story number 3, continuing on with Ubisoft. Ubisoft asking all staff to return to office full-time to, quote, boost the collective performance for AAA. This is from John Hicks over at GameIndustry.biz. Ubisoft has announced that its new restructuring into creative houses will come with the intent to bring all staff back into the office 5 days a week with an annual allowance for work from home days. Quote, we really want to strengthen on-site collaboration, the collective dynamic across teams. SVP of Studio Operations Marie-Sophie de Wilbert told GamesIndustry.biz. We know that in-person collaboration and interactions are key enablers of efficiency, creativity, and collective success in this persistently selective market. It's one enabler among others, but it's really one we believe in. When asked if this was expected to accelerate staff turnover alongside the company's ongoing cuts, she said, quote, the one and only objective is to enhance collective efficiency, to drive the dynamics, the creativity, the sense of belonging. It's an intention. We will, of course, discuss in due time with the different countries the modus operandi and the flexibility linked to the evolution of our model, she said. But the objective is really linked to the quality of our games and the quality of our creativity. And it's one enabler among others for the creative houses to reconnect with success and team engagement. Quote, it won't happen overnight, of course. It's an intention, and we'll do it properly in dialogue with all the stakeholders. CFO Robert Dugois confirmed the company, quote, will, of course, discuss with the employees and their representatives and all the teams, but describe the changes, quote, really a matter of further boosting the collective performance of AAAs, yada, yada, yada. What's your take on this?
I mean, it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
You ask people to come back into the office after they've been working from home, and it allows you to not have to lay off people because they're going to leave on their own free will.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's really all it is.
Yeah.
Because like I work from home. If they told me all of a sudden, yeah, Paris, we need you to go back into the office 5 days a week, I'm looking for another remote job.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a tough one because, of course, I personally have like mixed feelings about work from home. I know it's very, very good for a lot of people, but I also know that for sure when it comes to creativity, it's good to have people in the room,
and I
right?
get
like
the
there
in-person
is something there.
collaboration.
But also the timing of this is fucking
yes,
damn.
of course.
Right? Like they're doing this right after the restructuring. They're trying to lay off people. They're trying to cut costs, millions and millions of dollars. Sure. Okay. Yeah. You're trying to do this just to get everyone together, and also forcing the 5 days a week immediately. That's the biggest red flag.
That's the one I'm trying to just get you to leave on your own free will instead of me forcing you out. And I take bad PR because I laid you off.
Absolutely. Let's go to some super chats as we continue to talk about this. We have one from Bluto. Why can't
Is
it?
it Popeye?
No, my computer's being stupid. Bluto, shout out Bluto. Birthday text. Turned 29 today. Shout out to KF and the crew. Remember when I met everyone at PAX East 2015? Also, someone tell Greg/Bless I finally changed my username. If you know, you know, and I know. So shout out Bluto. That's a way better username than you had before. We have a lot more gaming news that isn't related to Ubisoft, so we're going to get to that after a quick word from our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by Boot.dev. If you're listening to this show, there's a solid chance that you, 1, like video games, and 2, at some point in your life have been interested in learning software development. Boot.dev combines those things because they know that the smartest way to learn is to never get bored. It takes your coding from beginner to expert the fun way through a hands-on RPG-like experience. If you're ready to put in the time it takes, like Kevin is.
My favorite feature is that you could find a solution that works, but then afterwards you can hit solution and see the way that they were trying to teach you to do it. That's really cool.
Curriculum designed for builders with gamers' sensibilities in mind, Boot.dev welcomes you to the most captivating way to learn to code. You can learn back-end web development from start to finish in Python, SQL, and Go. Bored learners quit, smart learners never get bored. That's why you'll learn by doing what you'd actually be doing at a job, building real projects. Go to boot.dev and use code KINDAFUNNY to get 25% off your entire first year on the annual plan. There's no better time to give your coding dreams a chance, just like Kevin's doing. Again, go to boot.dev and use code KINDAFUNNY to get 25% off your entire first year on the annual plan.
From the co-writer of Rogue One comes See You in Hell, a new Hollywood satire, kind of like The Studio, except you'd never get away with this on television, starring Shannon Woodward.
You seriously need to see a shrink or something before you get arrested for dicky waving.
Thomas Sadowski.
I don't have imposter syndrome.
You should.
John Cryer.
You think I don't know bullshit when I hear it? I represent Sean Hannity.
And John Boyega.
I was in Star Wars and Pacific Rim.
The second one.
Whatever.
See You in Hell, wherever you get your podcasts and at seeyouinhell.tv.
Hey, you! Join us in person for our live in review of Howard the Duck. That's right! Howard the Duck joins MCU in review Wednesday, January 28th at 7:30 p.m. at Cobb's Comedy Club for SF Sketchfest. You can come watch me do all the podcasts within a podcast you love. Andy will be going do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Nick will be shopping for pants during it. But everybody else will be there too for you to come hang out and see. All you have to do is go over to kindafunny.com/sketchfest right now to get your tickets before they sell out. Because coming watching a bunch of people talk about a very old Howard the Duck movie is really selling tickets fast.
Harris, I've never asked you this before, but what type of Splinter Cell fan are you? Like, tell me the history really quick. Because there's 2 different types of Splinter Cell fans, and I didn't know which side you're on.
Okay. This is interesting, guy. I didn't know there were sides. So I originally first played Splinter Cell. It was a disc that was in the OXM magazine, the demo.
Wow.
And that's what hooked me, original Xbox, the whole thing. But I'm a Chaos Theory guy. I love Chaos Theory. That is my favorite Splinter Cell. Obviously, Spy versus Mercs, all that. It was Pandora Tomorrow was the original one. Spy versus Merc started getting a little too silly towards the end before they stopped doing it. But to me, Chaos Theory was a sweet spot.
Yeah.
So what's the side?
So the other side for me is that I was growing up and my big excitement. Of course, I grew up with like Pandora Tomorrow, but I was like way too young. I didn't understand what the fuck I was doing, but I loved it. And I love playing that first mission over and over, and then Chaos Theory at my friend's house. So like I love those games. But then when Conviction happened, Conviction was the one that like, whoa, my mind exploded. And then Blacklist, of course, came in. And it's like, okay, it's the melding of the world. So yeah, it's interesting because there is like this like almost literal generational divide of like when you have like the older games that are way more stealth based, and then you have like the action based games that has some stealth in it, but it's very different types of things. So it's kind of interesting of like, okay, if you remake this game, you have 2 kind of generations of people. How are you going to meld it together?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, I know where you stand now.
But we're never getting it, so it's not
we're never getting it. Yeah, this is all we got. This is all we got. Also, shout out Splinter Cell Double Agent. Doesn't get enough love. The PS2 version, which is a completely different game than the Xbox 360 version. Shout out. Story number 4. Switching gears to Nintendo, Super Mario Brothers Wonder and Meetup in Bella Bell Park arrives on Switch 2 in March. This is from Jim Norman over at Nintendo Life. They put out a little 5-minute gameplay kind of explainer video that we could put up as B-roll. After its rating earlier this month, Nintendo has today given up us another look at Super Mario Brothers Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 Edition and Meetup at Bella Bell Park, accompanied by a release date of the 26th of March. The new trailer showcases a bunch of new features that will be arriving in the 2023 platformer. First up is the Game Room Plaza, a location for some multiplayer mayhem, which will offer 6 different attraction minigames to be played either locally or online with up to 12 people. The Toad Brigade occupy a new The Toad Brigade occupy a new area called Camp Central. Sure, where you can participate in training challenges to hone your skills, earn patches, and raise your brigade ranking. Quick, the Toad Brigade, is that a thing that I should have known?
Yes.
I didn't.
Okay.
Led by Captain Toad.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just making sure.
The trailer also gives us another look at the Koopalings. These notorious baddies have stolen the Bella Bell flowers and scattered them across the map. So add that to the list of collectibles as you make your way across the levels. And speaking of familiar faces, Rosalina is available as a playable character in this Nintendo Switch 2 edition. You can even control Aluma as a co-star in co-op where mouse mode is an option. And that's where, everybody, I will say that a few days ago, I did do a predictions episode of Gamescast where I looked forward to the year and I went month by month and I gave crazy predictions that I thought in my heart of heart were going to happen.
You took pills for it as
I
well.
did. I took some pills and I saw the fucking Matrix. And one of them was I saw Rosalina in my brain. I was like, what if there's a Rosalina game? But I'm sorry to say that the pills were wrong and they fucked me up. And I saw Rosalina, but she was in this game.
Yeah, she's in there.
So I kind of screwed up there, but she's in the game, so I guess that's a win. What's your relationship with Nintendo? Have you played this game, or are you playing?
Oh yeah, I love Wonder. I love Wonder.
Yeah, are you excited about this one then?
I mean, it's something I would check out. I mean, I've never been big in the unless it's Mario Party, like the multiplayer stuff that they do in this. But I mean, adding on additional Wonder content, yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah. This is one that I bought full price, and I was like, oh man, this one looks so good. We got this, and then I just played it for a little. I was like, oh, I don't know. Maybe it was just too easy. Maybe I don't know what it was, but it just wasn't hitting as much as I wanted it to. But except for maybe a party mode, that'd be fun.
Now, I'm gonna tell you to not give up on your Rosalina dream.
Oh shit!
Because let's not forget, Galaxy movies coming out this year. They're gonna do more. There's gonna be more Mario.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I will be shocked if there's.
I just don't believe that it's a Mario 3D game. I just don't believe we get that this year.
Yeah.
It's a weird one.
Yeah.
I feel like we would have heard of it already.
As much as I want it, obviously. The Mario team did Donkey Kong Bonanza, so yeah, probably not.
Maybe they have multiple teams. There's no way we're gonna wait 7 years for another Mario thing, so it's got to be
Nintendo.
something.
There was also the theory Grub had for a while that they had Bonanza ready for a while when they were thinking about doing a Switch Pro years ago, and then just saving it for the eventual Switch 2. Who knows?
That's a good theory.
Who knows?
I'm glad I reminded Nintendo about this game. It seems they forgot when they shadow dropped the announcement of what was it, the Donkey Kong Country Returns. They're just like, hey, here's this update out of nowhere.
Here you go.
And I think it was yesterday on Games Daily. I was like, where's the Mario Wonder thing y'all actually announced last
They're like,
year?
oh shit, we scheduled it, but we put the wrong date.
They're like, oh,
2027.
We hit the Donkey Kong button, not the Mario button. Damn it.
Man.
Oh, shit.
Oh man! Shout out to Nintendo, just doing whatever the fuck they want for $20. This game is $20. This add-on is $20, by the way, everybody, which is kind of nuts. That's kind of crazy.
Nintendoing.
Shout out Nintendo. But I love my Nintendo Switch. Do you use it much? Are you playing the Nintendo Switch too?
You know, it's funny. I haven't recently. My handheld choice has been the Steam Deck.
Yeah,
I've been using that more than anything. But I think as more new Nintendo games come out, I'm obviously going to want to play them. So
yeah, I'm playing everything on the Switch too.
Yeah,
I'm lost. I love my Switch. I love it more than the Steam Deck, honestly.
Oh wow.
I like my Steam Deck. It's just heavy. You know what I mean? I got delicate little small hands, so it's just like having that Switch too.
I have big giant dinosaur hands, so I need the Steam Deck.
Roger, are you doing the thing where you use the stand as kind of a grip?
Yeah. Oh, actually, no. I have the kill switch, so it just feels better on me.
Gotcha.
It feels better on me.
But they are coming out. Oh my god, I always screw their name up. They make the awesome cases for the original Switch. They're updating it to the Switch.
D-brand?
No, CK. I'm screwed.
Chat, let us know. Chat, let us know.
Yeah, they'll let you know. But they're coming out with a Switch 2 version of it.
Shout out. Let's move on to some non-Switch things, because these games aren't on Switch, but eventually they will be. Story number 5, Battlefield outsold Call of Duty for the first time ever last year as Black Ops 7 dropped...
CKRD.
CKRD.
That's the name of it.
CKRD,
Yeah.
everybody. As Black Ops 7 dropped to 5th place. This is from Andy Robinson over at VGC. The Electronic Arts shooter was the best-selling game of 2025 across Circana's tracked platforms. And I have the entire list right there, Barrett, if you want to click on that to show the video audience. Ranking first on Xbox and aggregated PC storefronts, the second on PlayStation behind only NBA 2K26. The latest Call of Duty entry, Black Ops 7, placed 5th behind Battlefield, NBA 2K26, Borderlands 4, which I forgot came out last year, and Monster Hunter Wilds. It's worth noting that Black Ops 7 was launched in-game Xbox Game Pass while Battlefield was not, and the EA title also released around 6 weeks earlier. Still, it's a huge turnaround for Battlefield, which has never outsold Call of Duty over a calendar year. Black Ops 7's 5th place is the lowest a Call of Duty game has placed in nearly 20 years, when Call of Duty World at War was 6th in 2008 during the Wii phenomenon. In the years since then, Call of Duty has regularly been the best-selling game in the US, placing only behind Rockstar titles like GTA and Red Dead Redemption 2, and most recently, Hogwarts Legacy in 2023. On PlayStation platforms, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 placed 4th behind NBA 2K26, Battlefield 6, and Ghost of Yotei. The rival shooter franchises had polarizing years in 2025 after a rethought development and years of production. Battlefield 6 enjoyed the biggest launch in the history of the series, according to EA, with more than 7 million copies in its first 3 days. In comparison, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 launch sales were down more than 60% in some markets comparatively to the series' previous installment. Black Ops 7 launched with increased competition from Battlefield and mixed reviews from critics. 2024's Call of Duty Black Ops 6 was the first to launch day and date on Xbox Game Pass, although early results were positive, with Microsoft declaring it the biggest Call of Duty launch ever in terms of players. The game saw a sharper post-launch decline than usual. Paris, is Game Pass dying, or is it killing all the games? What's going on with this? Why is this happening?
Before I answer that, because I'm just looking at this top 20 list real time, it is insane that Grand Theft Auto 5 is still in the top 20
Nuts.
most sold.
I was part of that. I rebought it.
There you go.
I rebought it on
There you
Xbox.
go.
I rebought it.
A few things with this. Kudos to the Battlefield 6 team for doing that. Obviously, Vincent Pella, rest in peace, everything that he was able to do, because he did revive the franchise, that team. So to see it be the most sold, I think is well deserved. Thought it was, I love it. It's great. Multiplayer, obviously, Mike and I went to that event. It was nuts. But I'm also glad that this is a little complicated how I'm answering this, but like you look at Black Ops 7, it's 5th, which isn't bad, but it's the lowest, obviously, they're saying. I'm glad that it is, because Black Ops 7 was not a good game.
No.
It felt like glorified DLC that they were selling for full price. Obviously, again, I don't know if you played that campaign, the co-op. It was all over the map. I mean, the multiplayer is the multiplayer. Really, it's just more 6, which is fine. I'm glad that this happened, because immediately it had them make a change that we're no longer going to do back-to-back Black Ops or Modern Warfare releases. Good. It also, having real competition now with Battlefield, it's going to make Call of Duty better.
Yeah.
I do think, to the point of Game Pass, that's clearly going to lower the sales, because there are going to be people, why am I buying it? I have Game Pass. I'll play it through there. So you're going to see that reflected in the real sales numbers. So it's a balance of both. Yes, Game Pass is bringing down the sales numbers, but I'm sure I would hope they've anticipated that, because you put it in the service, of course it would. But I also think the quality of the game highly affected that as well, not to mention you had a real alternative to it. So if I'm big into military shooters, I'm playing Battlefield this
Or
year.
Arc Raiders.
Yeah, I was going to say, or I'm playing Arc Raiders.
Yeah, no, it's a weird one. I think the biggest thing for
Which
me,
that wasn't in the top 20, was it?
yeah, that's crazy. Maybe. Hold on, I didn't see.
Yeah,
I wasn't
Arc
looking for Arc
Raiders
Raiders.
wasn't in there.
Arc Raiders. I'm
Which
looking for
I am
A. Looking
surprised.
for A. Looking for A. I'm not seeing Arc Raiders. I'm not seeing Arc Raiders. Again, these are aggregated from PC and stuff, so maybe it sold a lot on some whatever. But yeah, that is kind of wild that Arc Raiders not there. I think for me, the biggest show is going to be next year, right? Which is rumored to be Modern Warfare 4.
Yes.
Right? And that to me is going to show a lot about Call of Duty and where it's at in the current standing. You're not going to have a Battlefield that is going to be competing with it. Probably you're going to have updates, right? You're not going to have an actual, hey, here's Battlefield 7 competing with it. So are you going to actually be able to compete? Are you going to be able to grow those numbers? Or is this kind of where Call of Duty is at now? Because I think my biggest, not fear, I think it's the reality of things. I just think that Call of Duty is going to be here now. I think it's just going to slowly slip. It's not going to be out of the top 10 ever.
You can't
It's just going to be around there.
release something every year and expect it to have sustained success. The fact that it's lasted this long, I think, is a minor miracle in itself.
Yeah, you had a little bit of the dips, right?
Yeah.
Right before Modern Warfare, right? Modern
Yeah.
Warfare is the big, like, we're back, baby. We got a new engine. It looks good. It doesn't look like every game doesn't look the exact same. It doesn't look like Call of Duty Ghosts. It looks like this brand new, beautiful thing. And then you've kind of rode that high of like, oh, we're bringing back Black Ops. We're doing all this. And then now you're here at this point where it's like, you need to do something new, guys. You guys need to
you have to innovate. You have to.
Because like you say, like, okay, well, after the failure of Black Ops 7, like we're not going back to back ever again. I do think that was just, they said that, which I agree. I don't think it's because of Black Ops 7. I think they were already planning on doing that. Like that's already been in the pipeline. They're like, it takes so long to make these games,
because
right?
they got like multiple
it just
studios.
happened like this of like, oh, we have to pump out these games. So we have to do Modern Warfare 3. We have to do Black Ops 7. And now it's just like, what are you going to do?
In a perfect, like, again, when Microsoft acquired Activision and all that, I remember there was some rumblings that maybe they weren't going to do the annual releases anymore, but we're in a world financially, I don't think they can stop even if they want to. It is such a huge game. Even, look, Black Ops 7 is not good, and it's still made a boatload of money. Not as much as previous versions, but it's still a top-selling game every year. So to your point about Modern Warfare 4, I'd heard whispers even like a year ago that this is the one. This is the one that's going to innovate. This is the one that's going to...
This year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Push Call of Duty. Like, I guess it's not going to be on PS4 and Xbox One. So this will be a true, quote-unquote, next-gen Call of Duty. So let's see. I mean, we'll obviously see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's the franchise to do it with, right?
Yeah.
Is Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare has I think that and Black Ops, but I think Black Ops now 7 is kind of not tarnished, but you got to wait a few more years. Modern Warfare is the one that you can always do the reset button with. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm still skeptical. I'm still skeptical of it all. I'm a little scared. I'm as somebody who loves Call of Duty.
That's fair to anyone.
Yeah.
You come off of this Call of Duty to then go to the next one and just magically think, all right, they're going to fix everything. They have to prove it.
Yeah, they have to prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with Battlefield, I'm excited to see where they go with that and how big that can go.
Yeah. Side note again, rest in peace, Vince Zampella. Do you realize he was on Medal of Honor?
Yeah.
Created Call of Duty on Battlefield.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
The GOAT.
And he did Titanfall. I mean,
The
it's
GOAT.
like, yeah.
Yeah, his legacy is insane. Like the amount of every game, man, just like fully changed the landscape of gaming in so many insane ways.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see how big Battlefield can go. But if I was looking for something smaller, fuck!
Oh, darn it! I was going to say it.
Twice in a row, fucking Paris. So I'm looking for something smaller.
Okay.
Say the tiniest news I need to know about.
You go to our last story, the Wii News. Right?
Yeah, you're killing it.
I am screwing this entire thing.
I
just want to say that I'm normally not in the studio, so I'm at home. I have it all set up.
Yeah.
But anyways, here we go.
You got it.
You go to our last story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about.
Nailed it.
Wii News, everybody. You killed it. You killed it, Paris. That was great. I want to do a clip of just me doing the big, and then you're like, and I'm like, fucking fuck. Wii news, everybody. Bubsy 4D. This is what I had to interrupt you for. I need to talk about Bubsy 4D. Bubsy 4D is coming out May 22nd on PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch and PC. This game looks fucking sick, y'all. We gotta talk about Bubsy 4D. This is nuts. If you look at the gameplay of this, I think this might be, because I was playing Big Hops. That game is cool. I don't think it really was my thing. It didn't feel as tight as I wanted it to. This might be my thing. This might be a Roger game. We skip a little bit to the middle. Yeah, look at this. You're moving around. You're jumping around. Bubsy back, everybody. Fucking Bubsy.
Yo, he turns into a ball?
Yeah, dude. That's his whole thing. They call him Bubsy the Ball Bubsy.
Whoa.
Yeah. This is a trailer that Blessing put out there on Blue Sky, and he was like, "This might be my perfect game," but I want to show everybody on this. This is Screamer. This is out March 25th. I had no idea what this game was. This is like a Burnout mixed with anime. It just looks dope, everybody. So yeah, check this out.
They showed this at Game Awards, I believe.
Oh yeah, I completely missed this. Maybe I was just out eating some pizza. I didn't see this at all. So yeah, so it looks up like a normal anime game. You're like, okay, whatever, yeah, sure. But then you get into it, it looks like sick Burnout. It's dope. So shout out to that game. Shout out to Screamer. Check that. Yeah, look at that. Fuck, man.
I hope it feels as good as it looks.
Yes.
I'm a little hesitant.
If that doesn't work out, of course we have Forza, but if that doesn't work out, we have Star Wars Galactic Racing. So look out for that. Okay. Look out for that, everybody. Cult of the Lamb expansion Woolhaven is out now. Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties demo is live also right now on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and Switch 2. Progress does not carry over, everybody, so look out for that. From Chris Kerr over at game developer Moonshot Games from Wildgate, they made the game Wildgate from last year, lays off an undisclosed number of staff. So our heart go out to them. That game was really cool, so that sucks. Chris Scully over at VGC, veteran Nintendo producer Kensuke Tanabe, known for Metroid and Paper Mario, reportedly confirms retirement. So congratulations to him and his incredible career. Nintendo. This is from Nintendo. The aquarium experience inspired by the Animal Crossing New Horizons game continues its journey in 2026. Starting February 13th, the Animal Crossing Aquarium Tour will appear at new and select returning locations across the U.S. throughout the year. Attendees can expect Animal Crossing New Horizons themed activities and also experience the variety of aquatic life featured at each aquarium. That would be great if they were at the very ending and say, you can see New Horizons themed activities and no aquarium. You just can't. It's just you just go into a conference room and it's just a standee of Tom Nook. You take a selfie. Mario Kart World has added teams to Knockout Tour in a free update. Barrett, does that change everything for you?
Why wasn't that there at launch? That feels like a very...
They had to figure it out.
When did that game come out? June?
Yeah, it's fine.
That's crazy.
Don't worry about it.
At this point, we should be at the point where they're adding stuff, not still.
Well, they added this as teams.
Fixing things.
You can hang out with your friends. You can hang out with Mike. You guys can do a little team knockout tour.
The last thing I want to do is hang out with Mike.
All right. Oh man, I was so mean to Mike. You know what I mean? He doesn't do anything wrong. Never done anything weird or wrong. No Rest for the Wicked Together update is live now. Check it out later today on Gamescast Plays. We're going to play that, me and Andy. We're going to check that out. And I've never played it before, so I'm excited to play No Rest for the Wicked together. And that's the end of Wii News. Want to get a little bit serious, everybody, as we end Wii News right there. Gene Park from Washington Post and a friend of the show, he needs your help. Sadly, his cancer has come back, and if you can support, head over to GoFundMe and drop him a few bucks. Our heart goes out to you, Gene. We know how much you've been struggling with this, and we hope that you feel better and, we can be there. So send some sweet, nasty love over to Gene and help support him over there. Fuck cancer, everybody. That is the end of Kind of Funny Games Daily. I think we have one super chat over here, so I'll read that really quick. Yelsing super chat says, I was commuting, so I couldn't super chat earlier, but how long do you guys give Ubisoft before they either no longer exist or are brought out? I'm going to leave that over to you.
Whew, that's a really good one. 5 years.
And what do you think it's going to be? Do you think are they going to no longer exist, or are we getting bought out by somebody?
I think they're getting bought out by someone.
Yeah. I say 3, and what I think is going to happen is they're going to start selling off these creator groups. So I think that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Is that you look at that and you're like, oh, that's a good sale. You know what I mean? Like you get all of these and you get the studio that makes, Prince of Persia, and you get this, and here's, Atari buys it or whatever.
Those IPs are too valuable for someone to not covet and
Yes.
want them to do something with them. So yeah, I'll give them 5 years. Could be less, unfortunately, but eventually the Ubisoft we know won't exist.
Yeah, it's going to be sold in pieces, I think.
Yeah.
You look at this and it's like, this is ripe to be, hey, Creative House 2 is now named, Super Ubisoft, and now they're owned by PlayStation. That's the best name I can get.
I wanted to ask a fun question of like, in 3 years' time, who owns each of these creative houses?
That's a good one. I think Xbox buys most of them somehow. So no, I can see. I think a PlayStation would want. For some reason, I just think PlayStation and Splinter Cell go together. That's always been my weird thought. I don't know.
I will say though, what will not be good for Ubisoft going away is not good for the industry. Number one. But I also think, because if it happens the way that we're discussing, excuse me, like I don't see them buying Massive as an example. I see them going, I want the Division IP. I want the Far Cry IP. That studio and the people there, we're just shutting it down and we'll repurpose the IP into something else.
Yeah. I think Tencent is going to get their hands on a lot of this as well. That's going to be the less quote unquote fun answer, because I know it's like not fun. It sucks because layoffs always happen, but it is funner to talk about like, oh, what if PlayStation owned this property or whatever? That's, the whole Xbox thing. But at the end of the day, it's going to be Saudi money. It's going to be Tencent money. It's not going to be anything that was, exciting for, oh, now Xbox can do this. No, it's just going to be a bunch of
it
bullshit.
wasn't supposed to be like a fun exercise. It was more of like a depressing question of like,
it sucks. Yeah, it does suck. Shout out Brawlhalla though, still going.
Shout out Brawlhalla.
Yeah, we still got things going on, and For Honor. And Skull and Bones.
No.
To a lesser extent.
No. I can accept For Honor because they've been keeping that game going for years and years and years, but we don't have to talk about Skull and Bones.
And that is it for Kind of Funny Games Daily. Let's go to Super You're Wrong really quick. Just make sure I got everything wrong. Need you all know. The Toad Brigade, this is from Kebabs, debuted in 2007's Super Mario Galaxy and are made up of Captain Toad. And they just list a bunch of people, but, so you're right.
I imagine it's just a bunch of different toads.
Yeah, a bunch of different toads.
Okay.
And yeah, that is it. Paris, has been so fun. Paris, can you let everybody know where they can check you out and watch your content?
You can find me at Gamertag Radio. Been doing that forever. I have my own personal YouTube channel, which now, if you search my name, Paris ML, it's youtube.com/ParisML. That is see, there it is. Oh my God. Where I lazily put content up because I have no consistency at all, wherever the camera is. And you can also find me here at Kind of Funny and rambling on social media at Vicious696 about.
We got to get you on TikTok more because I feel like you got the voice.
Oh, no. I deleted it.
What?
I deleted TikTok. No TikTok for me. That shit is too addicting.
Oh well, no, for your content. You don't gotta scroll on it.
No, I don't even want to touch it. I'm
so that's the thing. You can do it on the desktop. You can just upload everything on the desktop. Be fine. Good job for you. Are you now on Instagram Reels, just scrolling the same?
Not even. No, I stay.
Hey, come
bro.
on. Hey, clap it up for Paris.
Stay away from
Hey,
that.
come on. That's good. That's smart right there. I love that. Of course, this has been Kind of Funny Games Daily. If you love what we do, support us on the Kind of Funny membership on Patreon or YouTube to get all of our shows ad-free and a daily exclusive show. After this is going to be in review for Pulp Fiction. So you're going to see Bless and Mike's reaction to watching Pulp Fiction for the very first time. You're going to want to check that out. And of course, after that is going to be Gamescast Plays with me and Andy playing some No Rest for the Wicked together. Until next time, Game Daily.